a feeling this is going to be really good. Can I hear it for day one, though? What did you think of day one? Who here had some takeaways? Drop a yes in the chat. Who here got some of the ahas you were kind of maybe craving, needing, maybe you didn't even realize? Who had some of those? The ahas that you didn't even realize that you needed? Yes. Some of you guys. Ooh, who got some of the homework done? If you got some of it done, who here recognizes that that's progress? That's huge. Celebrate that win. I'm serious. Celebrate that win. I have a feeling we probably have a lot of recovering perfectionists here. Does that sound about right? Anybody? People who are a little bit hard on themselves at times. So if you got some of it done, it's okay to celebrate that. Cool? Cool. Amazing. Amazing. Real fast, just take a moment and can you all drop in the chat what was the biggest aha for you? What was the biggest takeaway? What's the thing that you thought about throughout the evening? You know what I'm talking about, right? Over and over again on replay. Yes, I love that. What was your biggest takeaway? And thank you. These are my new glasses. I like them. I think they're fun. They're a little bit like Dr. Harleen Quinzel, which I'm not mad about. So good. The 12 topics, 30 questions, reframing. I probably overcomplicate. Who here feels like that might be true? You guys cool with just doing some things that change everything today? Because we're going to dive into a lot. I want you to real fast write this down once you're finished sharing your takeaway, your big aha. I want you to write this down. Today is about taking notes. The reason for that is the stuff that we're going to talk about today is intense. It's advanced. It's next level. It's stuff that I normally only teach to like 7- and 8-figure businesses. I have a feeling you're all pretty smart and you're going to get it. But sometimes when we cram this much training, teaching, learning into just one day or even 5 days, your brain can get overwhelmed. Okay. So take notes. And if you, let's say you want to do something, but you're not ready to do it, just take a note on it and start it. Cool? Cool. So take that note. When I went to lots of masterminds, one of the cool things about being a speaker is you get invited to like $50,000 and $100,000 masterminds for free because they're like, will you come teach everyone? And you're like, yeah, of course. And then you get to listen to everyone else. But you would learn so much you always learn so much in masterminds. And every time that happened, it was really easy to be super overwhelmed. It was really easy to be just like, this is a little bit too much for today. I know Sam's had that experience in masterminds. So what I would just do is I would just sit and take notes the entire time. And I had a system, and you can decide if you like this one. I would double star things that I needed to take action on later. Cool. Double star things that I needed to take action on later. And I would star things that I needed to look up or books that I wanted to buy. And that always seemed to work really well. Drop a yes if you kind of like the system. Don't get overwhelmed today. We're going to unpack it by taking notes. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. So who's ready for today? Drop a yes if you have wondered any of these questions or a variation of it at some point, okay? Question 1, have you ever wondered why your content isn't doing anything for your business? Drop a yes if you're like, dig on it, right? Okay, have you ever wondered if you'll ever actually be able to outsource parts of content? Or maybe you've tried outsourcing content and everybody gets everything wrong. Who here knows what I'm talking about? You hire people and you're like, you can't be in my brain. How am I supposed to tell you what to put in everything? Never mind, I'll just do it myself, right? Okay, question number 3, drop a yes if this sounds familiar. Why you're spending so much time on content. If you want to be on multiple platforms, you have to create content for every single platform. It's exhausting, right? Especially if you want to do well on all of them. And question number 4, why is this so hard? Am I doing this the hard way? Who's ever wondered that before? Well, guess what? We're going to answer all of those questions with systems today. Are you guys ready for it? I'm so excited. Okay. As we go through today, there's a good chance that some of the things I teach you, you may feel natural resistance to. Write that word down, resistance. And this is really big. So when it comes to resistance, it's something that keeps us oftentimes in our comfort zone. I want you to imagine that your comfort zone is what you've always known, what you've always done, what has felt good, what has felt easy, right? Because that's usually kind of where most of us stay most of the time. So we've got a comfort zone, right? And in the middle of that comfort zone, imagine that there's a stick, okay? Can you see the stick or the stake in the ground? Yes, cool. And this is you. Hi. We'll put some hair. There we go. Now, attached to that stick is a giant rubber band, and it's one of the really stretchy ones. You know, the ones where you see like the exercise fail videos and the person like snaps the exercise band and it like snaps them in the face and they're like crying. Yeah, it's like that. So it's a really high intensity exercise band, okay? This rubber band is attached to the middle of your waist. When you try to leave your comfort zone, it's a really interesting thing because this resistance band is exactly the same length as your current comfort zone. Some of you got to be writing this down. So in order for you to get over here, you have to be willing to break through the resistance. You have to say it's going to be uncomfortable. It might feel weird. It might feel kind of like I'm being pulled back. I want to go back to my old patterns. I want to go back to my old ways. What I was doing was very comfortable. But here's the thing, outside of the comfort zone, this is where what you want lies. Cool? This is where what you want lies. Now, the fun part is this is a forever process, which is so cool. Also frustrating. The human nature and condition is kind of frustrating and hilarious and interesting and fascinating and angering. Over time, you keep building bigger comfort zones. So as soon as you're over here, you're very quickly going to achieve the next level of resistance band. Cool? Drop a yes if you needed that visual today. Okay. So the first thing we're going to dive into is why your content isn't doing what you want it to do for your business. Okay. Now, this is something when I dive into clients' audits, I mostly do consulting these days, which is kind of fun. So I come in, my minimum price is at this point, $47,000 to $247,000 per client, per strategy or per year. And when I come into a client's business, it doesn't matter if they're doing 6 figures, 8 figures, 10 figures. The first thing I'm going to do is this process right here. And who here wants it? Yes, please. Okay. So this is how most people do social. Tell me if this looks right. They post on whatever platform it is that they choose, maybe multiple. Might be Instagram, might be TikTok, etc. They post here. And over here is their business. And they're constantly wondering, why am I not getting business? Question for you. Have you been operating your business where your social media and your content is in a silo? Drop a yes if you have. If there is not a clear path between these two, you've been operating it in a silo. Drop a yes if that's you. It's kind of like the billboard effect. Who here has ever known or worked with a business or seen a billboard where you're like, there's no way that generates business? There's no way that billboard generates any business because it's a silo. How are people supposed to get to the business? How are they supposed to learn more? How are they supposed to find the website? How are they supposed to get on the email list? How are they supposed to get text messages? So one more time, who here's been operating in a silo? Drop a yes. We can take it further so you can understand a little bit more about how this goes. When it comes to a content vortex, you basically want people to be absolutely sucked in. Drop a yes if you want that. You want people to say, I see you everywhere I go. I see you every time I open social. I see you in my inbox all the time, all of the above, okay? So when it comes to the marketing ecosystem, you can have multiple platforms. I'm going to draw more than most people have just for the sake of the illustration. So we've got Instagram, we've got TikTok, we've got YouTube Shorts, we've got Facebook, okay? Every single one of these platforms has the ability to bridge people to what comes next. Every single one of these platforms. Let's see who can guess what that bridge is. There's one simple one, and then there are many more that you can do. LinkedIn, all of the above. Are you ready for it? It is the link in bio. Link in bio. Link in bio. Now, this is where most people go wrong, because who here has put your business in the link in bio, or something to generate sales, or a consultation, or an application, and you're like, I'm still not getting any results, right? Sound familiar? This is where it's time to recognize that there are different phases of audience warmth. Write that down. For the most part, here we have cold audiences. Sometimes we have warm and hot audiences here too, but the majority of the people who are going to see our content, they're going to be colder. They're still cold. Okay? We start to warm them up by offering them something of value, like a lead magnet, a checklist, a guide, a template, a list of things, something that they can plug and play. Now, here's where a lot of people get this wrong. So a lot of people try to turn them warm in this step with just a webinar, or just a video series, or just a video training, or just a workshop. Who here already can kind of see where that goes wrong? Question for you. Do you want to spend a lot of time with somebody before you know that they're going to deliver value? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat. Do you want to spend 60 minutes with someone before you know? How about a 3-day thing? For the most part, it's going to be no, right? So specifically something that is easy to consume, okay? These all need to be easy to consume. Write these 2 words down. Quick wins. Quick wins. And by the way, I hope you guys haven't forgotten to say aha if something's clicking, because I have a feeling that right there might have been it for a few people. Quick wins. Your goal with your lead magnets is to exchange their email for something of value. And most people see a lead magnet as something that they just get done. Who here has done this before? I'll raise my hand. I'll raise both my hands. I'm like, I need a lead magnet, so I quick got to create something. Ooh, what results does it bring? Is there a win? Do they say, oh, wow, this actually impacted me? I'm going to share something that is an absolute game changer. In case you're wondering, how much can I give away for free? You can give away the farm for free. You can give away the farm for free. There's nothing I teach my clients in strategies that I haven't taught for free on YouTube. It's just a matter of, do you want me to do it for you at this point? Do you want me to walk you through the process? Do you want me to customize this journey for you? Or do you want to sort through 50,000 YouTube videos? Have fun with that. There's a lot. Who's getting the aha there? You can give away as much as you want, completely for free. Okay, so I have a question for you. If your favorite, I'll do one for people who get their hair like done and people who do something else. If your favorite hairstylist gave away free tutorials on how to balayage or highlight your hair, would you do it? How about if your favorite car person gave away free tutorials on how to, I love how you guys are seeing it, right? You're seeing this aha, right? Free tutorials on how to wrap your car. Would you do it? I wouldn't. I'd be terrified I would do it wrong. I love that. I'm always open to try something. I never would. I'd be so scared. Okay. If your favorite winery taught how to make your favorite Sauvignon Blanc at home, would you do it regularly? Probably not, right? Okay, who's getting that aha right there? Okay, so from this point, oh, we're gonna need more paper. That's a good sign, isn't it? So from this point, there's more to the ecosystem. Who here is guilty of not emailing their list at least once a week? No matter how small it is. Drop the yes. It's okay. We've all been there. We have all been there. If you are not emailing your list at least once a week, they're forgetting about you entirely. Start it today. That's your homework. If you don't have a list, start it today. By the end of this week, I hope you have a list, okay? Even if it's just one person, even if it's your aunt, I don't care. Like, go for it. How much is too much? I love this question. So I have emailed as much as 3 to 5 times a week. I think a few weeks I had like 7 to 10 emails. And overall, the unsubscribes aren't super bad. Okay, so we're gonna take this even further, cool? So if we've got all this social, do you guys wanna take this even more in depth to understand like the different levels of cold and warm and hot? Technically, I'm gonna look this up just to make sure I get the levels right. Okay, so there is something called the 5 stages of awareness. So most people operate in 3, okay? Most people operate in 3. They operate in, cold, warm, and hot, okay? There are actually 5 stages of awareness. Now, this is advanced, so if this doesn't click today, don't stress it, just write it down. This comes from Eugene Schwartz's book, Breakthrough Advertising, which is the most boring book I've ever read in my whole entire life. And I read like research papers at night for real, just for fun. It's really good. It's just a heavy, dense read. Like if you need something to make you fall asleep, it's perfect. Sorry, Eugene. But there are 5 stages of awareness. So they would actually kind of go like this: 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the first stage of awareness is unaware, meaning they are unaware that they have a problem. Did you catch that? They are unaware that they have a problem. So there's no way they can care or become aware of solutions because they don't even know. Don't drop any names, but has anyone ever met someone who is painfully unaware of something? And it's like, oh my gosh, how do you not see this as a problem? How do you not see it? But they're just in stage 1. Some people don't progress past stage 1 in any industry. Stage 2 is pain or problem aware, which means they are not solution aware. Okay. I'll use an example of this for like knee pain, because who else is getting older? Anyone else have like knee pain from time to time? You're like, daggone it. When did this happen? I used to be so hip. Okay, so if stage 1 is unaware, if I have knee pain, I think that I just have knee pain. Maybe I'm not realizing what the cause is, and it's that I have really bad shoes. Okay, I have no clue what's causing this knee pain. I'm just like, oh, my knee is hurting, but I'm kind of not even thinking about it or anything, right? It's just, you just live, you just go on, right? Okay, stage 2, pain aware or problem aware. I think my shoes or something isn't working because my knee is hurting. Got it? My knee is hurting. Stage 3 is solution aware. Solution aware, which means, okay, I'm aware of some of the solutions. I've looked up some of the options. I could get orthotics. I could start wearing New Balances. I could get a knee brace. I could look at just all of these different factors. There are a lot of solutions that could solve this. I'm not sure which one is going to be the best. Product aware is stage 4. Product aware. They know specifics, meaning I heard that custom orthotics, like a Dr. Scholl's brand, is like the best one. I don't know. I saw it on a TikTok. It looks pretty good, but they're not convinced yet. Write that part down. They're not convinced yet. Which product is the right fit? And stage 5 is most aware, meaning they've looked at all the solutions. They know where the pain is coming from. They've looked at specific products and they just need to be tipped over and invited. Did you catch that? Invited. This is a very small fraction of the market at any given time. This is not going to be the norm. You've seen the cold, warm, hot funnels, right? I love when you guys are so busy with taking notes that you can't even put stuff in the chat. That's a good sign, right? Okay, so if we have a funnel, you're going to see in general that the majority of people live right here. Okay? Then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. And this is the vast minority. Those, oh, I did it backwards. That's so embarrassing. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that how we know it's live? Yes. Okay. So stage 5, most aware. This is a tiny percentage of your audience on any given day. Yet, are you ready for some tough love? Okay. Most people are marketing to their entire audience as if they are all in stage 5 and ready to buy and just be tipped over the edge. Most people, most of their marketing is done as if everyone is in this bucket here. Drop aha if you need to drop that. Okay. Versus if you focus the majority of your content right in there, this is going to be the sweet spot. Dealing with unaware is difficult until you get really, really big. Okay. Unaware audiences are some of the hardest because you have to make them aware of a pain or a problem. And you have to be pretty dang skilled in order to get to that point. So right here is going to be your sweet spot. So if you just kind of think about it, is this pain aware? Is this piece of content solution aware? Is this platform in general a place where people become product aware? It's kind of a cool thing to think about, right? Okay, that was a little bit of a tangent, but drop a yes if you loved it. Okay, so when we think about social, when people are browsing on social, they're looking for specific things, and most of them are related to dopamine. Write it down. Oh, they're looking for a dopamine hit. They're looking for drama, even if it's just a dramatized story of why hashtags used to work and don't work as well anymore. They're looking for something that makes them feel better. They're looking for something that makes them feel angry. They're looking for something that distracts. Write that one down. If there's one thing each and every one of you could do that would change everything, learn to become an entertainer in everything you do. Write that word down, entertainer. Everybody's looking for dopamine. So if you can present boring topics like it's the coolest thing in the world, oh, you're going to have them, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Okay, so these platforms generally focus more on this side of things. So like IG, YouTube Shorts specifically, okay? I'm just going to skip it for now. TikTok, LinkedIn. Would you agree so far? These are all platforms where people go for distraction. Yes. This is part of the reason why Facebook's TV didn't work. Did you catch that? The Facebook like TV stuff, it didn't work because people weren't sitting there to watch something for an hour. People don't want to sit on Facebook that long. Okay. And maybe like Threads or X, right? This is easily digestible. This is easy to read. This is easy to watch. This is easy to consume. Okay. When you think about these platforms in particular, if you can give them a dopamine hit, they'll move much further with you. Cool? Now, the cool thing about learning how to give dopamine hits and sharing things in a wild way that entertains people is you can convey really important topics and actually create change. Who needed that aha today? So for example, can I teach you guys about something that you might never have cared about or have never heard about before? Are you cool with that? So this is my theory of why time moves slowly for some people and fast for others. Who here is interested? Okay, so years ago, I worked for a marketing company briefly, like for like 3 months. It was basically those companies that spam email people, like millions of people every single day. And one of my clients was a specialist in hyperconvergence. And if we have anyone super techie here, don't judge me if I oversimplify this. But basically, do you guys know that when big companies have lots of data, they have to take snapshots like every couple of seconds, sometimes every second, and they store all of those backups in these massive data centers, and it costs millions and millions, sometimes billions of dollars just to store all of the backup screenshots? Did you know that? Of all of the data? Okay, now here's what's crazy. So there's a process called hyperconvergence. And hyperconvergence analyzes all of those little snapshots and says, these ones are exactly the same. We're just going to merge them together. We're going to converge them and save you so much money. Fascinating, right? But here's what's crazy. When we live the same day, 5 days in a row, our brain becomes the ultimate hyperconvergence unit. Our brain hyperconverges the drive to work. Anyone forgetting a drive to work or two? When we have the exact same content creation process every single day, suddenly you don't remember the individual days anymore. Holy moly. So I'm a big believer in creating data points, new data points. I don't want today to look the same as tomorrow or the day after. Question for you guys. Did I make hyperconvergence sound really cool? Was that a little bit captivating, halfway decent? That's something that should be really, really boring, right? Who here had an aha through that? Okay. So if you can become a storyteller by giving people my secret whisper voice, I've got a juicy secret. You want to hear it? It's about hyperconvergence and data networking software and stuff. Okay. So what's so powerful though is if you can give people that dopamine feel of you're on the inside of this, you're here, you're seeing this, you're special, any of those feelings, it's a powerful thing. Okay. All right. So these platforms are instant gratification. Got it? Instant gratification. Most people talk really slow in their content for these. And most people write in paragraph format on all of these. Drop an aha if you're starting to realize why I have so many line breaks in all of my content. It's not because that's the way I actually write. I write fantasy novels and murder mystery novels. I only write that way because I spent a lot of time studying what's going to make people pay attention. How do I hook people in? How do I make them keep reading? And I realized that these social media platforms, if you treat every single person who's going to come across your content as though they have massive ADHD, because when they're on these platforms, it's kind of like they do, you can pull them in. Lots of line breaks, the right emojis, pattern interrupts in my lines. Did you catch that? tangents that don't make any sense. Why? Why not? It's unhinged. People like that. They're like, she's a little crazy. That's perfect. Love it. Yes. Have some fun here. Okay. So what's interesting is there are a few platforms for content that are a little bit next level. And these are a little bit warmer. People generally aren't going to go and spend a bunch of time on these platforms, generally speaking, until they know that you're going to provide. Okay. The three major platforms that I see here time and time again are YouTube. Okay. Blog and podcast. Okay. Next we get to warm. And in case you were wondering, how many lead magnets is enough? Never. No such thing. How many lead magnets is enough? Never. Drop aha in the chat if that was you. Okay. Different lead magnets are different bait. Different lead magnets pull in different people. Different people have different pain points or problems that they're aware of. Isn't that wild? This, of course, leads to email. Okay, so this would first be an automation. Generally speaking, 5 to 10 emails is pretty good. And then after that, once a week emails. Never missing a week. Did you catch that? Never missing a week. You go more than a week, they forget who you are. It's true. Isn't that so wild? An old podcaster, I won't say who, emailed me for the first time. It was like a couple months ago. And I was like, oh, I totally forgot you existed. And I've been on their podcast. Isn't that wild? Okay. Out of sight, out of mind. Is anyone that way? And blogging absolutely still exists and still works. And not only that, but I have a theory it's coming back in a really big way. A really big way. Like think 5 to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the early mom blog days. I think it's really going to come back for people who aren't using AI to create all of their content. Cool. All right. So after that, you actually don't want to share your big offer. Did you catch that? You don't want to share your big offer here. And the reason for that is because who here likes samples or a small size of something before you go to Costco and buy the bulk? If there's a brand of pickles, you're not going to go buy a 5-gallon thing of pickles of a certain brand unless you know you like that brand's pickles, right? This is where you build trust and you show I have solutions. And this doesn't need to be a quick win, but it needs to give a win. It needs to give a result. It needs to solve one portion of a problem. Cool. All right. And then from here, you might have a few different offers, but that's where we lead them over time. Do you guys realize how much goes before you take people from social, the big offer? Drop aha in the chat if you're like, I didn't realize like how much a fully built out marketing ecosystem, how much it nurtures people. It builds relationships. It builds trust. It gives reciprocity. Did you catch that? Write that word down, reciprocity. Okay. It's funny because we're still on question number 1, but who here is loving this? Drop a yes in the chat if this has been kind of what you've been looking for. Okay. Cool. We can keep on going because there's a lot I want to cover. So you almost never, virtually never, offer this even kind of before here. It's risky. Cool. And almost never, like maybe 0.5% of the time here, but really almost never. Who says this is already going to change the way I've been doing content? Kind of wild. All right. Okay. How far do we want to go with this? Whew, this is good. Okay. Who here wants to learn how to outsource content someday? Who here is sick and tired of having to explain to people what they want content to look like? Who here gets stressed about the future prospect of hiring people and being like, how can I trust someone to write in my voice? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. We may get to why you're spending all day on content and why you're working harder than you need to be tomorrow. Sound good? Do you guys like that we flex as needed based on how it's all going? So when you guys are like amped up about something, I'm like, let's stay there for a second because this is fun. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a process that I created that kind of changed absolutely everything. I'm just going to be super honest. Before this, I did not feel like I was ever going to be able to outsource anything. Because I was like, other people do their best to assume like what I'm going to be able to write. But how about this? Even if you're not ready to outsource content, it's going to save you tons of time. Write that down. It's going to save you time. Who here constantly, constantly is reinventing the wheel every time you go to write a post or craft a blog or create an outline for a podcast or an outline for a YouTube video? Or you think, oh, Rachel said post value. Oh, what do I even know? I don't know. And then you have to like rack your brain, drop a yes if this sounds like you, because I think we've all been there. All right. So this is sometimes called 10 things. I initially called it 10 things, and then somebody told me it didn't sound cool enough. So I gave it a better name. And so I call it the systematic IP extraction system. Just kidding. Okay, so here we go. So this is from an old presentation, but it is not an old strategy because it's extremely evergreen. Cool. So this right here, do you see this? This is called 10 things. 10 things are one of the single greatest things that you can do for your business, not only today, so you're not constantly reinventing the wheel, but also moving forward. So you can see these 10 things, right? 10 controversial truths you need to know about being or becoming a social media manager. 10 marketing strategies 8 to 10 figure companies need to be using for growth. 10 things high ticket freelancers do differently. 10 things I wish I had known sooner about working with clients. 10 things you need to know about the new TikTok algorithm. 10 tools I cannot run my business without. 10 tips for growing a following. Are you catching where I'm going with this? Are you ready? These take 5 to 10 minutes to create. So every single one of those links links to a Google Doc with the corresponding content. And it's just the 10 things with the title and maybe a sign off. Okay, so it looks like this. Ready? Here are 10 major shifts for hashtags. Pretty cool, right? You can tell this one's a little bit older, but this is literally in my words, my IP, the stuff that's only in my head. And I can create these about anything in my business. 10 systems for creating content faster, 10 ways to instantly reach a bigger audience, 10 shifts to make your videos go viral. Drop a yes or an aha if you love this. So where this becomes beautiful is this supports creating as much content as you want. Who here gets tired sometimes? Create a B-roll folder. Start creating B-roll of you typing. You're on a call with a client, record 5 minutes of it. You're walking through your office, record a video of it. Pick out a book. You are typing, record it. You're presenting, record it. You're setting up a camera, record it. Drop aha if you've been needing this. Now here's where this gets beautiful. For you and for a team. For video content, you never have to think too hard about what to put into your content that's valuable. 3 tips for hashtag strategies in 2025. You pick your top 3, the ones that are going to pull people in, and then put more in the caption. Put the rest there. Oh, and by the way, comment below hashtag to get my free hashtag guide that spells out all my favorite tools and everything. Drop a ha if you're like, I'm seeing it. Do you guys catch real fast how it is that I'm able to create more content faster? And it's content that has value. You want to use one of these as a podcast outline? Do it. You want to use one of these as a YouTube outline? Do it. You want to use one of these as the basis for a blog or a lead magnet or an entire video training? Do it. You want to use one of these to, or compile multiple. I do that a lot. You can compile multiple 10 things lists and just add little bridges in between them. And before you know it, you have this incredibly beautiful post where people are like, that was so much value, I can't even believe it. Who's getting the aha? Even better, you can hire a VA or a social media manager or your sister-in-law. Maybe. Just be careful with that. Hiring family, that is. Sometimes it goes great, sometimes it doesn't. And you say, here is my entire 10 things library. Here's my entire 10 things library. You can pair these with the B-roll videos to create our videos. Here are 2 ways I like to do this. And everything will be in your own words. And then the next day, do the next 3 on the list. You can also have somebody turn this into an email or a blog post for you, or written posts, or carousels. Did you catch that? Carousels. Okay? Okay. Whew. Who here loves 10 things? Tell me yes. I like validation. Who doesn't, right? Sometimes to make it something bigger, you can expand it from there. But if the initial part is in your own voice, right? The headline, the main point, then you or a team member can make anything longer. So a 10 things list can actually become a 2,000 word blog post or a 3,000 word blog post just by adding things in between, additional sections, explanations. Here's how I do this. Tips, best practices, all of the above. Okay. All right, let me check the live stream too, because I've been screen sharing. Who here is saying like, this is totally going to change my life? Because it's pretty amazing. This was literally born out of necessity because I was so tired of being like, I don't talk like that. I would never say that. What are you doing? To nobody in particular, just kind of more of me being like, if it's from my personal brand, it needs to sound like me. And this just doesn't at all. And it's painful. So this is where I created this. Who's already gotten value from the time? A little, a lot. I'm going to give you a tip to get ahead for tomorrow. Cool. So, this is so fun, you guys. Okay, a lot. I love it. Okay, so who here has at least 30 minutes of themselves talking, either presentations or YouTube videos or trainings or combined TikTok videos, Zoom meetings? Yep. As long as you have your external voice on. Cool. Everybody take note of this too, real fast, because this is huge. Most people that you see online have a slight discrepancy between their Myers-Briggs forward facing and their Myers-Briggs behind the scenes. Interesting, right? Has anyone ever noticed that some celebrities have alter egos? Yeah, lots of them. Sometimes, not everybody does this, but many people do. There's a little more energy, or there's a little more logic, less emotion, or vice versa. A little more decisiveness. I'm secretly a super, super decisive person. I know what I want in life. I know exactly where I want things to go. I hate change. I like having plans. I like knowing where everything's going to be. But in business, I seem a lot more carefree and chill. Does that make sense? So you don't have to create an alter ego, but if you're going to follow this process that I'm about to share, make sure that it's stuff where your forward-facing voice is on. If you're the same both ways, amazing. Amazing. Go for it. But if you're a little more amped when you're talking to a client, maybe your customer service voice, it doesn't have to just be an alter ego. It can be that customer service voice where you just sound a little more excited about life. Use those types of videos, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to get those videos transcribed. My favorite way to do this is Otter AI. And I think there's like a free plan for it. Let me check the pricing on this. So Otter AI, I'm going to double check the pricing, but this is going to support you so much for tomorrow, okay? Yeah, it's free for up to 300 monthly transcription minutes, and you're limited to 3 audio or video files. So what I like to do is combine, if I have multiple videos, combine them into one file. So then it's one jumbo file, and I can upload as many as I want. So I just want you guys to get something transcribed. If you don't have anything, are you ready for the homework? If you don't have this in place yet, I want you to create a list of 10 things, topics that you're going to talk about. I'm totally getting a hot flash right now. Please don't judge me. You can see it. Oh my gosh. That's so fun. Okay. 10 things, lists. It's so fun getting older and being a woman. Okay, so here I have a few templates. Do you guys want templates for a few titles? You can do this even if you already have this video content. So 10 things, names. I like Otter AI a lot. I love it. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Templates. Almost there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll share this with everybody. I'll give you 3 that I want you to record. Okay. And you can record it many different ways. Just figure out what way works best for you. But I want you to get the answers transcribed, or if you already have 30 minutes of video, transcribe there. I've never had ChatGPT successfully transcribe anything. Okay, here we go. There are 3 that I want you to do. Cool? All right, so that is officially your homework for today. Drop your biggest aha in the chat. This was a fun one, wasn't it? Intense. Intense. What was your favorite part of today? Let's see. Oh, Carly's here. That's so fun. The 5 stages, path of what content at what stage, awareness levels, that I can't use my long video format. Not everywhere. Yup. 5 stages, 5 phases. Yup. Content on each stage. So good. So good. Drop a yes in the chat if you like learning about like the psychology behind all of this. It's my favorite part, because if it was all just about posting and how to post something, wouldn't we all be wildly successful? It's about the human brain and how people operate, how they absorb information. It's pretty cool. Amazing, amazing. All right, I'm gonna go get an ice pack and I'm gonna call it for the live stream. Sorry guys, this is real life, it happens. Ooh. And for the live stream in the group, I will see you guys tomorrow. You've got homework. And then for the VIPs, let's start back up at 12:04. Sound good? All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.